There are moments in life when the weight of the world presses so heavily upon a woman's shoulders that she feels her very soul beginning to crack. Life has a way of testing strength, not in the gentle seasons, but in the storms that threaten to tear her apart. When life breaks a woman, it is not just about what she loses on the outside, it is about the shattering that takes place within. The betrayal that leaves her questioning her worth. Heartbreak that steals her laughter. The disappointment that whispers, "You are not enough." Breaking does not mean ending. Breaking does not mean you are finished. Breaking is often the beginning of a new becoming. Because in the breaking, the real treasure inside is revealed. A woman may be broken by loss, by loneliness, by abandonment, by carrying burdens that no one else can see, but she is also the vessel of resilience. May knock her down, but when she rises with wisdom, with fire, with an anointing that cannot be manufactured in comfort. Do not despise the breaking, for in the breaking, God is molding. In the breaking, He is reshaping. In the breaking, He is equipping you for a destiny you could not reach without going through the valley of tears. When life breaks a woman, she discovers a voice she never knew she had. She learns to fight battles she never thought she could face. And she becomes a force that cannot be silenced. There comes a season in every woman's life when the weight of trials, the sting of disappointments, and the blows of betrayal come so suddenly, so sharply, she feels as though she has been shattered beyond repair. It is in these moments when dreams collapse, when the heart grows weary, when her very identity feels questioned, that she whispers to herself, "This must be the end." But I came to tell you today that the breaking is not the end. The breaking is not your burial. The breaking is not your defeat. The breaking is the beginning of transformation. You see, when something breaks, we often see only the fragments. We see the pieces scattered on the floor, the life that looks irreparable, the relationships that cannot be glued back together, hope that seems too shattered to ever breathe again. But what if I told you that the breaking was not meant to destroy you, to release you into a version of yourself that could not be born without it? The caterpillar must break its shell before it can spread its wings. The seed must break through the ground before it can grow into a tree. Even the precious oil inside the alabaster box could not be released until the vessel was broken. Breaking is not the conclusion of your story. It is the cracking open of your next chapter. Life has a way of convincing us that pain equals punishment, that heartbreak equals disqualification, that setbacks equal shame. But the truth is, breaking has always been the divine method of transformation. You cannot be who you are called to be while clinging to the comfort of who you used to be. And so life allows the shaking. Life allows the tearing. Life allows the breaking, not to crush you, but to carve you into something greater. I know you may be standing in a place where the pieces don't make sense. Perhaps you lost someone you thought you could never live without. Perhaps you've been abandoned in a season when you most needed support. Perhaps your heart is aching from battles that no one even knows you're fighting. You cry in silence, smile in public, and wonder if anyone sees how deeply you are fractured. But even in this place, I assure you, breaking is not your conclusion. It is construction. God is building in you the strength that comfort could never teach you. Transformation rarely comes through ease. Diamonds are not formed without pressure. Gold is not purified without fire. And a woman is not fully awakened without moments of breaking. When life presses down and breaks you open, it exposes layers you never knew existed. It reveals depths of resilience you didn't know you carried. Awakens a fire in you that sleeping seasons could not stir. The breaking changes your perspective. It shifts your focus. It rearranges your priorities. You start to see what really matters, who truly loves you, and where your destiny lies. The breaking is painful, but it is also clarifying. It is in your lowest moments that you learn to discern the voices around you, those who came for the blessing and those who remain in the battle. And though it hurts, the breaking strips away what cannot go with you into your future. You may have thought the breaking was about loss, but it was really about making room. Sometimes life has to empty your hands so that you can receive something new. Sometimes what you thought was necessary was actually holding you hostage. Sometimes what you wanted so badly was never worthy of the destiny you carry. And so the breaking comes not as a thief to steal from you, but as a midwife to birth something greater in you. Do not despise the breaking, for in the breaking you are being reshaped. In the breaking you are being rebuilt. In the breaking you are being equipped for a future you cannot yet see. The very thing you thought would kill you is preparing you to stand in places you never imagined. The tears you cried are watering the soil of your next season. The nights you endured in silence are forging the strength that will carry you to your destiny. Breaking is the doorway to transformation. The woman who rises from the ashes is not the same as the one who fell into the fire. She is wiser now. She is stronger now. She has scars that tell a story. Those scars are not marks of shame. They are medals of survival. They prove that though she was broken, she was not destroyed. So I challenge you today, stop looking at the fragments of your life as a sign of failure. Start seeing them as the raw material for something new. Stop mourning over what's shattered. Start rejoicing over what is about to be rebuilt. Because the end you thought you reached was only a doorway into a transformation you could not have scripted for yourself. Yes, breaking hurts. It strips pride, humbles the heart, it tests faith. But it also awakens destiny. It is in the breaking that you finally discover your authentic self. It is in the breaking that you learn the power of resilience. It is in the breaking that you rise with a voice that carries authority, because you no longer speak from theory, you speak from experience. The butterfly does not mourn the breaking of the cocoon. The seed does not regret the shattering of its shell. And you, dear woman, should not fear the breaking that leads you into your transformation. For though it may feel like the end, it is truly the beginning of healing, the beginning of awakening, the beginning of a future more powerful than your past. So stand tall, even in your brokenness. Wipe your tears and lift your head. Because breaking is not your finale, it is the foundation of your transformation. You are not buried. You are planted. You are not finished. You are forming. When you rise from this, you will rise stronger, bolder, and unstoppable. Pain is a teacher that no one volunteers for, yet it has a way of enrolling us in its classroom without permission. Life introduces us to pain not as a gentle guest, as a storm that rattles every foundation we thought was secure. Pain knocks on the door in the midnight hour and refuses to leave quietly. It shows up in betrayal, in heartbreak, in loss, in disappointment, and in the weight of responsibilities we never asked to carry. Though we do not welcome it, though we do not desire it, pain comes to serve a purpose. It reveals the strength within us that we never knew existed. A woman may think she knows her capacity, but it is not until pain comes knocking that her true power rises to the surface. You do not discover endurance in comfort. You do not uncover resilience. While everything is easy, it is only in the weight of struggle, the aches of grief, the fire of trials, that the strength hidden deep within begins to awaken. Pain becomes the chisel that carves out the warrior in the woman. Some of you thought pain came to destroy you. You thought the heartbreak meant you were finished. You thought the rejection meant you were worthless. You thought the loss meant you could never recover. But what you didn't realize was that pain was not burying you. It was breaking open the shell of your limitations to reveal the strength you didn't even know was there. The mother who carries life through the agony of childbirth discovers a love so fierce it can move mountains. The widow who thought she could not live another day without her partner discovers a resilience that propels her into a new chapter. The betrayed woman who thought her worth was gone learns to rebuild her self-esteem with dignity and courage. Pain pulls out strength like a well being drawn upon in the middle of drought. There is a part of you that remains asleep until pain wakes it up. Comfort lulls us into believing we are fragile, but pain proves that we are powerful. When life hands you a season of suffering, it is not there to define your weakness. It is there to uncover your strength. The tears you cry, the nights you wrestle, The moments you think you cannot endure, all of these are evidence that something greater is rising inside of you. You don't know how strong you are until being strong is no longer an option. Pain corners you, forcing you to tap into reservoirs you never knew existed. Pushes you to fight when you thought you had nothing left. It pulls out of you wisdom, patience, and courage that only hardship could unlock. Ever noticed that some of the strongest women you admire didn't get their strength from ease? They didn't inherit resilience from a quiet life. They became powerful because they walked through storms that should have broken them. They cried rivers of tears, but instead of drowning, they learned how to swim. They were betrayed, but instead of staying bitter, they grew wiser. They lost, but instead of collapsing, they built again. Pain revealed in them a strength that comfort could have never introduced. You see, strength is not the absence of weakness. Strength is the discovery of what remains when weakness has been stripped away. Pain takes you beyond the surface. It introduces you to the you that can survive the unthinkable. It reveals a courage you cannot fake, a resilience you cannot pretend, a determination that cannot be shaken. There are women walking around today who don't even realize how strong they are because they haven't yet faced the kind of storm that will prove it. When pain comes, and it always comes, it will not be the end of them. It will be the unveiling of them. It will be the moment they look in the mirror and say, I didn't know I could survive that, but I did. I didn't know I could stand after that blow. I am still standing. Pain is not pleasant, but it is powerful. It breaks pride, it silences arrogance, but it also awakens resilience. It calls out endurance, it forces growth. Every scar you carry is proof that pain came into your life, tried to take you out, left behind a mark of your survival. That scar is not shame, it is strength. That scar is not weakness, it is testimony. I know you may not like what you're going through. I know the pain feels unbearable at times, but hold on. Endure, because this pain is not wasted. It is building you. It is shaping you. It is preparing you for places you would never have reached without it. You will look back one day and realize that the thing that almost broke you actually built you. Pain reveals hidden strength by pulling you into depths you didn't know you carried. It pushes you to grow when you would have stayed stagnant. It forces you to fight when you wanted to quit. And in the end, you discover that you are not fragile. You are fierce. You are not defeated. You are a survivor. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt stronger than before. Do not despise your pain. Not curse it. Do not run from it. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Let it reveal the warrior that's been inside you all along. Because the truth is you don't even know how strong you are yet. Pain is still revealing it. And when the process is complete, you will see that every tear, every ache, every scar was not the end of you. It was the unveiling of your strength. So stand tall in the midst of your struggle. Wipe your tears and lift your head. You may be in pain now, but that pain is birthing a strength in you that cannot be denied. You will rise, not as the woman who went into the fire, as the woman who came out refined. Pain has revealed your hidden strength, and once it is revealed, nothing and no one can take it away. Brokenness is one of the most misunderstood experiences of human life. When life breaks a woman, first instinct is to believe that something has gone terribly wrong, that the fracture is evidence of failure, that the pieces scattered across the ground are proof that she has lost her value. But what looks like ruin in the eyes of man often carries divine purpose in the eyes of God. Brokenness is not an accident. It is an assignment. Brokenness is not punishment. It is preparation. Brokenness carries purpose. When a vessel is whole, its contents are hidden, contained, and unseen. But when that vessel is broken, what is inside is released. Many times, life has to break you open in order to release the treasure within you. You may think that your suffering disqualified you, but what if your suffering was the very thing that unlocked the greatness inside you? If the cracks in your soul are not flaws, but openings through which your light can shine, consider the seed. A seed looks small, fragile, insignificant until it is buried in the dark and broken open by the pressure of the soil. Only in the breaking can it release the life within it. Without the breaking, there would be no harvest, no fruit, no tree stretching toward the heavens. Brokenness is the process that allows hidden potential to be revealed. A woman who has never known brokenness may shine with beauty. A woman who has walked through brokenness shines with power. Her scars tell stories of survival. Her eyes carry wisdom that cannot be bought. Voice carries authority that was birthed in the fire of struggle. Brokenness carves depth into her soul and enlarges her capacity to love, to lead, to fight, and to stand. You may look at the pieces of your life and think you are disqualified. But brokenness has a way of enlarging your empathy, deepening your compassion, and sharpening your discernment. It gives you eyes to see what others cannot see, and a heart to feel what others cannot feel. You do not truly understand the pain of rejection until you've been rejected. You cannot fully comfort the grieving until you've walked through grief yourself. Brokenness equips you to carry others because you know what it is to be carried. Brokenness also strips away pride and illusion. When you are broken, you can no longer pretend. You can no longer hide behind masks of perfection. You are raw. You are vulnerable. And in that place, you learn authenticity. Brokenness purges you of arrogance, for pain has a way of humbling even the strongest. And yet, in that humility lies the seed of greatness. For when pride dies, purpose lives. Some of you are still asking, why did I have to go through what I went through? Why did I have to lose what I lost? Why did my heart have to break so many times? The answer may not always come in the moment of the breaking, but if you hold on, you will one day look back and realize that every ounce of your pain was pregnant with purpose. Divorce you thought would destroy you pushed you into discovering your true identity. That betrayal that ripped your heart open revealed who was truly for you and taught you the strength of standing on your own. That loss that shattered your world also awakened you to the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Brokenness is not wasted. Every crack, every scar, every tear has meaning. You may not see it now. Your brokenness is shaping you into a vessel fit to carry purpose that comfort could never have prepared you for. You are not broken for nothing. You are broken for birthing. Think about the broken alabaster box. It was only when the woman broke it open that the precious fragrance filled the room. As long as the box remained intact, the oil was contained. But the breaking released the aroma that blessed everyone around her. Likewise, your life carries an oil, a fragrance, an anointing that cannot be released without breaking. Your story, your testimony, your wisdom. It all flows from the cracks of your brokenness. Brokenness also gives you a testimony that silences doubt. When you stand and speak of hope, people listen differently when they know you have lived through hell and survived. Your brokenness becomes proof that you are not just speaking theory, you are speaking truth birthed in fire. That truth carries authority. That authority is purpose. Do not despise your brokenness. Do not curse it. Do not treat it as shame. For in that brokenness is the shaping of your destiny. In that brokenness is the molding of your character. In that brokenness is the equipping for the future you could not yet see. Brokenness is not your destruction. It is your construction. The world may call you fragile, but your scars prove that you are unshakable. The world may see the cracks, but what flows through them is strength, resilience, wisdom, and grace. Brokenness is not something to hide. It is something to embrace, because when you embrace your brokenness, you embrace your purpose. So lift your head, woman of destiny. Do not stare at the shattered pieces of yesterday and believe you are ruined. Instead, gather them, for they are the mosaic of your future. Your brokenness is the canvas on which your purpose will be painted. Your scars are the ink with which your story will be told. And your story will not be one of defeat, but a destiny. Brokenness carries purpose. And when you finally see the beauty that comes from your ashes, you will understand that every crack was necessary, every tear was purposeful, and every loss was shaping the woman you were always meant to become. You are not broken to be discarded. You are broken to be discovered. You are not broken to be thrown away. You are broken to be poured out. When the world witnesses the power that flows from your brokenness, they will know that what was meant to destroy you was actually the very thing that birthed your purpose. There is something extraordinary about a woman who has been broken and yet chooses to rise. Brokenness is not the end of her story. It is the soil where her strength begins to grow. The world often underestimates a woman who has been shattered, thinking the pieces of her life will keep her down. But what the world does not understand is that when she rises after the break-in, she does not rise the same. She rises with a strength forged in fire, with a wisdom baptized in tears, with a courage born from survival. And when she rises, she becomes unstoppable. The rise after breaking is not an ordinary rise. It is not the quiet return of someone who has simply recovered. It is the powerful emergence of someone who has been transformed. You see, when you've been broken, you learn the depth of your own resilience. You discover that you can survive what you once thought would destroy you. When you rise from that place, you rise with a power that no one can take away because it was forged in your own struggle. Woman who has walked through breaking is not Nam-Vi. She is not fragile. She is not easily deceived. She has seen too much, felt too much, endured too much to be shaken by the small storms of life. She carries the authority of survival. She wears the strength of her scars. She moves with a confidence that cannot be faked because it was birthed in the valley of brokenness. Before the breaking, you may have been strong. You did not know it. You may have had potential, but it was dormant. You may have carried dreams, but they were still buried. It was in the breaking that the dormant was awakened, that the hidden was revealed, that the potential was stirred. And when you rise after that breaking, you step into a power that had been waiting for you all along. Rising after breaking creates unstoppable power because you no longer fear what once terrified you. If you have already survived betrayal, rejection, loss, or disappointment, what can intimidate you now? You know the taste of rock bottom, and you know the miracle of rising again. You know what it means to lose, but you also know what it means to rebuild. And when a woman has been broken and risen again, she walks with the assurance that nothing can hold her down for long. The rise also changes your perspective. You don't waste energy on petty things anymore. You don't chase validation the way you used to. You don't beg for love from people who cannot handle the weight of your worth. You rise with clarity. You rise with focus. You rise with discernment. Focus makes you unstoppable because you are no longer distracted by things that do not align with your destiny. Rising after breaking also gives you influence. People may doubt your words when you speak from comfort, but they cannot ignore you when you speak from survival. Your testimony carries weight. Your scars carry credibility. Your journey becomes an example, a beacon of hope to others still in their breaking. You stand as living proof that brokenness is not the end, that it is possible to rise, and not just rise, but rise stronger than before. Every time you rise after breaking, you become a threat to the forces that tried to destroy you. Darkness hoped to silence you. Your rising amplifies your voice. Pain tried to crush you, but your rising transforms your pain into power. Every setback that pushed you down only becomes fuel for your rise. The more you were broken, the higher you rise. And the higher you rise, more unstoppable you become. When a woman rises after breaking, she becomes like a phoenix emerging from ashes with fire in her wings. She does not return as the woman she was before. She returns as the woman she was destined to be. And the beauty of it is this: once you rise from breaking, you carry a resilience that prepares you for every future storm. You know now that storms do not last. You know that breaking is temporary. You know that inside every ending is the seed of a new beginning. And that knowledge makes you fearless. Rising after breaking creates unstoppable power because you have learned that pain cannot define you, loss cannot destroy you, and brokenness cannot bury you. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your destiny. Every scar you carry is proof of battles you overcame. Every breath you take after the breaking is evidence that purpose still lives in you. So rise. Rise with authority. Rise with dignity. Rise with fire in your soul. Rise not in spite of your breaking, but because of it. For the very thing that was meant to destroy you has equipped you. The very thing that was meant to silence you has given you a voice. The very thing that was meant to bury you has planted you in a deeper purpose. The world cannot stop a woman who has been broken and risen again. She is not afraid of failure because she knows failure is not final. She is not afraid of rejection because she knows rejection cannot erase her worth. She is not afraid of storms because she knows storms eventually pass. She has learned that breaking is not the end. It is the birthplace of unstoppable power. I may have been broken, but I am not finished. May have been crushed, but I am not defeated. I may have been wounded, but I am not worthless. I am rising, and as I rise, carry a power that nothing can stop. There is a mystery in life that many fail to understand. Breaking is not the final chapter, the beginning of something new. What feels like the end is often the doorway to a beginning you could not have imagined. The breaking is painful, yes. It shakes your identity, rattles your confidence, and leaves you gasping for air in the middle of the night. But hidden inside that breaking is a birthing. Every contraction of pain, every cry from your soul, every season of tearing is a sign that something is being born. The breaking leads to birthing. No child enters this world without the breaking of water. No new life emerges without contractions that seem unbearable. Labor is messy, painful, and exhausting, but it is also purposeful. The breaking that takes place in labor is not a sign of death. It is the signal of life about to be revealed. So it is with your journey. Every time life breaks you, it is preparing you to birth something greater than what you carried before. We often misunderstand our breaking seasons. We think they are punishments, that they prove God has forgotten us, or that they mean our best days are behind us. What if your breaking is not evidence of abandonment, but a destiny? What if the shaking of your world is the labor of something divine being pushed out of you? The breaking is not there to bury you. It is there to bring forth what has been hidden inside you all along. The truth is, birthing always requires breaking. The seed must break to release the tree. The cocoon must break for the butterfly to fly. The soil must break for the flower to bloom. Breaking is heaven's announcement that birth is near. You cannot enter into the next level of your purpose while clinging to the safety of the old. Breaking is what loosens your grip on the familiar so you can embrace the future. Yes, breaking hurts. It hurts to let go. It hurts to lose. It hurts to be stretched beyond your limit. But every mother will tell you that when she holds the baby in her arms, pain of the labor fades in the joy of the birth. The same is true for you. The agony of your breaking will be overshadowed by the joy of your birthing. You will look back and say, if I had not gone through that season, I would never have discovered this strength, this purpose, this destiny. Some of you are in the middle of a breaking right now, and you are tempted to give up. You think you cannot endure another day, another tear, another disappointment. But let me tell you, do not quit in the middle of labor. Do not stop pushing when you are on the verge of delivery. You may be exhausted, but you are closer to birthing your promise than you realize. The pain you are feeling is not a sign of death. It is a sign that life is near. Breaking leads to birthing because it enlarges you. It stretches your capacity to carry more than you thought possible. Before the breaking, you were comfortable. Comfort cannot give birth to destiny. Destiny requires stretching, pressing, and breaking. And though it feels unbearable, it is expanding you into the woman you were created to be. Think of every woman who has walked through a season of breaking and come out with a testimony. She thought she was finished, but she was really being prepared. She thought she was losing everything, but she was gaining something new. She thought she was buried, but she was planted. And when she rose carrying something she never could have birthed without the breaking. Your breaking is not in vain. Your tears are not wasted. Your sleepless nights are not pointless. They are contractions, signs that something is shifting. Something is moving, something is being birthed. And when it comes forth, you will understand why the labor was so intense. You will see that your breaking was not destroying you, it was delivering you. Do not despise your breaking. Do not curse the season of stretching. Instead, breathe through it, push through it, endure it, because the breaking is producing a birthing that will transform your life. Very thing that caused you pain will become the place from which your promise emerges. The very place where you were broken will become the platform where you birth something that blesses not only you, but everyone connected to you. When you rise from this season, you will carry more wisdom, more resilience, more courage, more faith than you ever had before. That is the gift of birthing. You do not leave the same way you entered. You come out stronger, greater, and equipped to nurture what has been born in you. So hold on, woman of purpose. Do not give up in the middle of the breaking. For the breaking is not your end, it is your delivery room. Every tear is preparing you. Every scar is equipping you. Every contraction of pain is pushing you closer to the promise. And when the birthing comes, you will understand that the breaking was never meant to destroy you. It was always meant to deliver you. The breaking leads to birthing. And what is birthed in you will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will not be fragile. It will be powerful, purposeful, and destined to impact generations. The breaking had to be intense because the birthing is great. The pain had to be deep because the promise is mighty. The labor had to be long because the life you are carrying is significant. So rise up and push. Push through the tears. Push through the fear. Push through the disappointment. Push through the pain. Because your breaking is not the end of you. It is the beginning of something new. And when you finally hold the fruit of your labor in your hands, you will say with confidence, it was worth it. Every tear, every scar, every breaking was worth it because it led me to this birthing.